So the Blue Lake Rancheria Tribe is about 100 acres of original trust land with about another 750, 800 acres of both ranch land and timberland. We own about 12 million board feet of timber. We were originally established on the banks of the Mad River in 1908. As far as the economy goes, let's see if we can get that to work. Oop, there it is. As far as the economy goes, the economy in Humboldt County is not that good. Local tribes have lived through a series of extractive industries, both gold, timber, fishing, and the latest iteration was marijuana, that all have negative effects on our tribal communities. We look forward to offshore wind because we see that as a positive benefit in our community, and we're looking forward to the jobs that it may provide. Humboldt County's median income is about $53,000. Compare that to the San Francisco Bay Area at about $150,000, and it puts some of our economic problems into perspective. We're persistently below the poverty line at about 20% of our citizens, and we're consistently in the top 10 of the poorest counties in California. As a matter of fact, the surrounding counties, both Trinity County is actually always number one. Electrical infrastructure in Humboldt County is aged since the timber boom, and we see that as a challenge moving forward to all of our economic sectors. So we're looking forward to offshore wind and upgrades in transmission. There it is. So I want to highlight a few of the things that we're doing right now in job and educational training. So at the corner of manufacturing, the economy, and education is some job training efforts and educational efforts that we've been tremendously successful with. We have a Grow Your Own Administrator program that takes Native American people and puts them through some extra schooling so that they can be school superintendents and district supervisors. We have an RITC, that's Resilience Training and Innovation Center. That's really our Office of Emergency Services branch that does community training, like the community emergency response training for not just our tribal members, but all people in and around us in the Mad River Valley. We do law enforcement training, we do fire training, both with our police officers and firemen and other local agencies. We have this TAM Resilience project that you see up on the screen right now. It's a workforce training and business incubation facility focused on resilient technology, microgrids, automated and additive manufacturing. We have a tribal apprenticeship program in low voltage electricians that now we've had a couple of classes come through. And we're looking forward, the labor guys just spoke, we're looking forward to partnering with them so that we could take our pre-apprenticeship students and put them back through their system. We have the Terrace, Tribal Energy and Resilience Sovereignty grant from the DOE, very large grant. It's back on track, and that will help us develop new technology to network our 3 microgrids and then export that technology to the Hoopa Reservation and the Yurok reservations. We did this with a lot of partners. We're good in education, and we can be good in job training. We did it with Humboldt County Office of Education, Cal Poly Humboldt, College of the Redwoods, the local Northern California Union High School District, other tribal TEAs, so tribal education agencies. We all partner together, and we've been tremendously successful, not only on these programs, but many others. Let's see here. This is phase 1 of the TAM. So phase 1 of the rendering you saw on the last screen is just completed, and this last Saturday I signed the contract to start phase 2, which has a business incubation component and also a makerspace lab. This is the inside, both directions, and it has a little cafe that supports educational effort when there's people there training. You can sum up our economic development interest in really the following ways. Infrastructure development, so think about roads, power, water, wastewater, electricity, and data. We have a new road that I'll show you in a little bit that's being developed. And we have vaulted, just like in an industrial park, we're calling it a tech park, we have vaulted down the road so that we're ready when the road's done to, for other business investment. We have Digital 299. That really was a program that we received through the California Public Utilities Commission, where we have 3 pairs of dark fiber and 2 10 gigabit per second internet connections, and we see that as a major economic driver for us as we bring that high speed onto the reservation. In business development, we have, there's the road right there. That's the health clinic, brand new health clinic, less than a year old. We're self-insured, and we're able to have our employees attend that component. This, what you're seeing here, is a sawmill and a kiln. We have over 12 million board feet, and just in fire mitigation, we probably have 500,000 board feet of timber that we manufacture in a manufacturing facility. It's called the Blue Lake Rancheria Tribal Manufacturing, and it's really, you can really think of it as our first push into manufacturing using automated CNC machines, lasers at this point, and traditional woodworking equipment. But it also serves us as being really kind of a research lab. It's really a research lab that makes a little money so that it's self-supporting. And we see that as offshore wind comes, or whatever business comes, as we move into more automated manufacturing, both additive manufacturing, later robotics. This is the first kind of push in there. Let me see what that is. That is, yep. So on the left-hand side, that's some lasers. On the right-hand side, that is a 3-axis CNC machine. So I already talked about job training and educational work that we've done. Kind of the last component, the last leg of that is development of tech. I know in our community, when you talk about AI or you talk about data center, it's kind of those are dirty words. But I think the reality is as we bring high speed on, we're going to have to get to understand how we're going to approach that problem. So we already have an IT staff working on on a local AI model on our own equipment with the purpose of really owning our own data sovereignty. So having those local models work for us, being able to monetize those through other new businesses. And, I can't tell you what the future looks like there, but I know that it's going to be a big component of what we do moving forward. We're also in conversations with consultants to bring a mini data center onto the reservation as we bring that dark fiber on. So Section 17. This is where some of the corporations in this room may or may not have heard of this, but Congress created this tribal business structure when it passed the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, the IRA. In authorizing this structure, Congress sought to permit Indian tribes to equip themselves with devices of modern business organization through forming themselves into business corporations. So what's interesting about this is that this is away from the tribal government. We reconstituted our Section 17. It has all of its bylaws. It has a board that only has 1 tribal council member on it. The rest are local business people and community members. And what it does is we acquire businesses like Wood Labs, which was the Blue Lake Tribal Manufacturing, and you put those into subdivisions. And what this allows business partners to do is have legal recourse, because the tribe doesn't want to waive its sovereign immunity from suit, but the Section 17 subcorporation can waive its sovereign immunities from suit. So that allows to have agreements that are legally enforceable in various courts. So this is going to be the mechanism moving forward as we do more build out. And so we try to build the infrastructure, we bring on other business investment, and we rinse and repeat, actually. The interesting thing about Section 17 corporations, and it was a long disputed component between tribes and the IRS, is that it was over taxes. And so last October, we saw a memo that said, finally agreed that that wholly owned subdivisions of the tribe enjoy the tribe's federal tax status. As of April 17th of 2026, so roughly 1 month ago, the IRS and Treasury finalized regulations and admitted that wholly owned tribal business entities and federally chartered tribal corporations, so the Section 17s, share the federal income tax exemption of the tribal government itself, with some caveats in that, you know, some of the employees still have to pay FICA. But this is one of the biggest advancements in the course of, 10, 15 years. So we finally got some Treasury regulations passed, and it really will open the doors for more investment on tribal lands. So I say all this so that you're informed. Not many people understand that business structure. On the screen are the links both to the Section 17 pamphlet that's published by the IRS, and it goes over all kinds of tribal business structure, and also a link to the IRS's website also that describes the tax status. So in conclusion, look, we're looking forward to offshore wind. We think there's a lot of economic development. Tribes aren't going to stand by and play second fiddle anymore. We want to be engaged in the process. We're good at partnerships. We're good at grant work. We're good in our community at partnering with the agencies that we need to partner with in order to fulfill job training and educational purposes. And we're building that infrastructure for other businesses right now. So thank you. I know it's lunchtime. I hope I met the deadline here, but thank you.